you figure out if it's pushing the needle of Good Day LA or if it's pushing the needle of news. You know, we also know that some talent, not in your area, but somebody I just worked with recently had to be, you know, really did not engage appropriately, and we created a team environment to be that person's online persona, which was actually very successful. So some of your people and other people don't really want to engage other than doing the 140 character promo. So what are you going to be doing differently? What is happening in that sphere in terms of getting that to happen, and then being able to measure what's going on?
Well, I'll touch just a little bit on the sales part, because I think in television, the problem is that our websites are sold by people who used to sell television. And so you don't have, you have a staff of 15 or 20 who say, should I get my $100,000 buy with this auto dealership, or should I try to get $5,000 out of this web, company? And so there's a disconnect because they try to sell online the same way they try to sell broadcast. So when we talk about why does pre-roll, why is it that we have pre-roll and that we have to hit a certain amount of numbers, and why do we have to repeat it 10 times when it's frustrating. And as a user, it really is, but from a sales perspective, they're used to saying, well, we're going to put your television ad out 100 times over a 4-week period with this audience, and then as soon as we fulfill that, your campaign's over. So I'm taking that old TV style philosophy, saying, well, we're going to give you 1 million impressions, and if it's toward the end of the month and you only have 800,000, we're just going to throw it in a little more. So and then they can say, look, we did it. We have 1 million impressions. Check it off. And so there's just they don't even look at the product. So I think that's the problem. If they were to sit down and actually see how people, as a viewer, watching it, they wouldn't be happy. And there are some that are smart enough to realize that is a problem, and so they try to do different types of campaigns. So that's something that just in broadcast. I came from USA Today and Gannett from DC before I moved here. They have the same issue where they're trying to sell $100,000 full-page ads in USA Today, which is an easy thing to do for many people, but now they have to work 10 times as hard to sell maybe a $10,000 ad campaign. So they're just not used to it. They're going to go to their default, which makes them more money and more, sales commission and everything. As far as how we use social analytics, a lot of it's just trying to figure out what the reach is, and there are a lot of third-party companies that are doing a really good job at that. We tend to get spikes here and there, but we'll have certain influencers who just love our content. Some guy may have 1,000 followers, and he tweets 50 times in a week, and so you add it up and you can get a reach. But then you get someone like Mike Tyson who comes in and sits down and do a little Google Hangout with us, and we just say, hey, can you just kind of type this, and he does, and then boom, you got 2 million reach just out of nowhere with one person. So we're trying to figure out how that we can work in both environments, because certainly we like the publicity from celebrities, but then we also realize that's just a blip. It's not it's not our base. So right now we're here at the station now we're redoing a lot of that. Our website right now is not the way it's going to be in a couple weeks, and our social initiatives are going to change. I'm getting new web people, and we're just doing a whole big relaunch, which is really exciting. And so part of that is analyzing and watching how we do things on social. So as we build things online, we build things with social, we grow those together. And just really pay attention and monitor the amount of tweets on Facebook and the people that influence that. So when you do have that one guy who has 500,000 followers and he sends a URL that goes to our site, we can, hey, at so-and-so, thanks for doing that. That was really cool. And then they know we recognize. We can't pay them, but sometimes just recognition is really good. But as far as analytics on the TV side, while we use Nielsen and we think, well, why can't we have a better way than putting in these boxes and having only 500 people in a market of 15 million to tell us what it is? And I don't think that TV people want that to change, because they have a little flexibility in saying, if you knew exactly how many people every second and the tune in, tune out, that would drive people crazy, because then they would look at every ad and say, well, we got dropout when this ad happened, or when this contestant came on, everybody left, but then they came back. And so I don't really know if they want that type of level for just television viewing. But social gives it to us. And they don't really relate social reach with the ratings yet, but we're getting close to that. And certainly there is some sort of a